So, hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. I am Usman Upworkwala. I am student of Rehan School, Korangi campus. My class name is the Future Navigators. So, today we have a very great and honorable guest whose name is DrRandi D. So, today we try to know about her. So, let's start our interview without any waste of time. So, ma'am, first of all, I want to thank you that you come in my show and give me your valuable time.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I love interviewing with young people like you because I'm a teacher, so I love this. This is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in the show. Okay, so ma'am, first of all, I want that you introduce yourself to my audience.
Okay. Okay. Well, if you have 5 hours, I have a lot to say, but I'll try to condense it and shorten time. Okay. Well, I'm a retired language arts teacher, which includes English, English grammar, literature, speech, drama, all kinds of different things. I taught that for 37 years in high school in the United States, where I live, for students ages 12 to 18. Okay. Then I retired after 37 years of teaching, but in 2011, I got the opportunity to go to Egypt during the revolution there. It's a violent revolution to teach English as a second language to young adults, which I did. When I came home, I also opened two schools there, an adult language center and a nursery school. Both are closed now, sadly, but I did try to have two schools in Egypt. But when I came home, I also decided to become a writer because I had taught writing for 37 years, but never had time to write. So I wrote my life story about being an English teacher living in Egypt during a revolution. And I've done lots and lots of interviews talking about my experiences in Egypt. Some were really sad, but some were also amazing. My experience in Egypt was a life changing experience for me. I learned to become more appreciative of my life and my freedom and my democracy and all that. So now I write in all genres. I write short stories for children and adults. I'm a poet. I'm a blogger. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a magazine editor for 3 magazines. I write novels. My first novel just came out called Random Wanderings. It's an adventure novel that takes place in 7 countries. My main character is a female veterinarian. My second novel is also ready to launch, but it will not happen until later on this year because it's the sequel for my first novel. The first one's called Random Wanderings. This one is called Wandering No More. And by the way, I have my own publishing company now called RM Infinite One Stop Possibilities with my fiance, who is also a Pakistani, by the way. And now I can publish all of my books under my own name, under my own publishing company. So I have probably 25 books or more that I'm going to publish in the next few years. I'm also a chancellor for an online university called World University of Leadership and Management. I'm very proud of that. I like I said, I write a lot of books. I've been in a lot of books. Many of them became international #1 bestsellers on Amazon, so I'm very proud of that. When my husband passed away 4 years ago, I was really tired and sad and depressed, and I didn't really want to do anything, but I had promised him that I would continue to live my life to the fullest. So now I'm a book writing coach. I teach people of all ages how to write their stories. And then because I'm an English teacher, I'm also a master editor and I edit the books to make them beautiful. So that's what I'm doing now. My career is mainly as a chancellor and a writer and as a book writing coach and master editor. But you know what? I always continue to dream bigger. And that's going to be one of my messages today to everybody.
Amazing introduction. Okay, so my first question is from you. As a teacher, you have been dedicated to shaping the future through education. What inspired you to pursue a career in teaching, and how do you see your role in lives of youth?
Okay. Well, I really, be honest with you, when I was a child, I wanted to be a dancer, singer, movie star, you know, but I hurt my knee, my left knee, and I didn't walk for 5 years of my life. It's okay because now I'm walking and dancing. But they told me I'd never walk again. I taught myself to walk. So being a dancer professionally was out of the question. But my came from a whole family of educators. My mother was an educator, my sister, my aunts, my uncles. So it was natural, I think, that God wanted me to also be an educator. So I taught, as I said, for 37 years, high school students from ages 12 to 18. And I loved it. And I loved my experience of teaching the young adults in Egypt and having my two schools and teaching online. So I think what inspired me the most was that I always loved reading and always loved learning. And I wanted my students to have the same passion for learning that I did. And then you know what the secret to being a good teacher is? You have to know the knowledge, you have to be able to teach, but also teachers need to teach with love. And you know what? All my students always knew that I loved them. I always became like their second mom. They could come to me with anything, and I would be there to help them. And I would have these big 6 foot tall boys saying, I don't want to do my homework, Miss Ward. Okay, but I'm going to do it for you because I don't want to disappoint you. I would take that answer because they were learning. So they knew I loved them and they wanted to do their best. So I encourage many people, if you love to teach and inspire young people, teaching profession is a great career. It doesn't make a lot of money. I'm not rich, but I've had so many rewards in seeing my students grow up and become very successful and have wonderful life skills and become wonderful citizens. So today I'm still impacting the lives of students with interviews like with you, for instance, through my writing, because all of my stories have happy endings. And I try to teach lessons, even in my poetry. I try to teach life lessons to people so they can be better individuals and also follow what I think God wants them to do in their lives. So that's how and as being a chancellor for the online university, I'm not teaching, but I'm still part of an educational system. So I just continue to teach through my writing, my YouTube channel, my blogs, interviews like this. And this way, I want students to be inspired to know that you can be anything you want to be if you dream bigger like me.
It's an amazing answer. Okay, so my next question is from you. Your work as an author is widely admired. So, can you tell us about your writing process and the things that inspire your books?
Okay. Well, you know what? Sometimes I just sit down and I have no idea what I'm going to write, but I think, okay, I'm going to write something. It might be a poem, it might be a short story, I might be working on a new novel. I think you just have to be inspired. You know, you have to have some ideas in your mind of what you want to share with the world, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. Sometimes I'm going to write my memoir, my life story someday because I've had an amazing life. Why? Because I worked hard and I dreamed bigger and I made things happen. But I think the most important thing is to find the best time and place for you to write. I usually do my best writing early in the morning or late at night. In the afternoon, I'm usually busy with other things. So when it's quiet in the morning or quiet at night, that's when I do my writing. But I suggest you find a place that's best for you. And you should try to write a little bit every day or at least a couple of times a week so that you get something down. And when you write, don't worry about what you're writing down. Just get your words down. You can write them on your laptop, on your phone, and then you can always edit it later. But write down your thoughts, your ideas about how you're feeling. A lot of people keep journals now. I kept a journal when I was a young girl, and you just write down what you're feeling that day. Because sometimes those feelings make turn into great books or great poems or great short stories. So as far as themes, my YouTube channel does not have one theme. It has people that have inspired me that I've done a video on, or interviews that I've done that I've made a video out of. Or I have Saint Bernard dogs, huge dog. I don't know if you ever watched the movie Beethoven. I have one of those, and I usually do videos on her. So as far as the theme, um, many themes inspire me. Just figure out what your passion is. What do you want to share to the world? Because we all have God given gifts. We all know something that we want to share with others that can help and inspire them. And even at your young age, I know you're very young, but you're very smart. I know that because I taught gifted kids. I'm certified in gifted education. So I know you're gifted. So I'm sure if you wrote something, you could inspire someone my age. By the way, I'm 74, but in my head, I'm 26. So I believe I can do anything I want, and I still have many, many years left to do it. So always believe in yourself and write about things that you know a little bit about that also are part of your passions in life. If you try to write about something you don't know anything about, it's going to be hard. So look into your heart and your mind and write about things you know. Those become your themes.
That's an awesome answer and amazing. Okay, so my next video is as you wrote, being an editor. So you have a unique perspective on the world of literature. And what advice do you have for aspiring writers looking to improve their craft and get published?
Okay. Mary, your question again. Okay, well, writing makes perfect. Just as when you're learning to speak English, practice makes perfect, writing makes perfect. The more you write, the better you'll get. Also, read books of writers that you think are good writers. That don't mean that you want to copy their style of writing, because you should develop your own style of writing. But even if you're not great, bless you, even if you're not great in grammar, you know what is good writing and what is not, right? When you read something, you go, oh, I love his writing, or I love her writing. Even though you may not write like that, you know it's good because it's inspired you. So practice, write, watch videos, join writing groups. I belong to a writing group called Scribblers. We have writers that are very famous and writers that have never published anything yet, but we learn from each other. So if you have a writing group in your area, even if it's online, join those. You get a lot of advice from people about how to write and how to publish, because it's very important to also get your words out there. And I want to share something if I can. Okay. Can I share something really important? Okay. I am the editor, as I said earlier, of 3 magazines. One of them is a magazine for young millennial moms called Inspirations for Better Living. The second one is called Be Global. That's a business magazine. But the one I'm really, really proud of is called Morocco Pens. And it was formed by a young man who's now in his late 20s. But when I met him, he was 18 years old, living in Morocco, and didn't know a word of English. I taught him his first sentence in English, and then he later on went to teach English as a second language in his country, Morocco, but he now lives in the United States. He graduated from a university with flying with great scores and speaks English fluently now. So we started this magazine called Morocco Pens. Okay. And what we do is it's designed for non-native English speakers and writers who want to write something in English, whether it's a poem or a short story or an essay, whatever they want to write. They send it to me, I edit it, and we put it into our magazine for free. Great deal. So if you, Usman, or any of your friends listening today like to write and you want to become a published writer, you can say, I'm a published writer now. I have the great place for you to do that. It's an amazing magazine. Your parents would totally approve of it. We always put wonderful, good content and that your parents and God and everybody else would approve of, but it's free. And so we help you become a published writer. So if you're interested or you know anybody that is, contact Usman and he will get with me and I can work with you to get your writing into our magazine called Morocco Pens. Google it. Morocco Pens, Morocco Pens. You'll love it. My challenge to everyone: write something to become a publisher, a published author.
Amazing. Yes, awesome. So, ma'am, as a vlogger and YouTuber, you have built a global audience. So, what topics do you most enjoy sharing with your followers, and what motivates you to create content regularly?
Okay. Okay, well, I started my blogging with my first book, my Egypt book, because the publishing company wanted me to do a blog that I put on my website. My website is randidward.com. It's RANDID Ward, WARD.com. So I started that. Now I haven't done a lot of blogging lately because I'm really busy with other things. And then I started my YouTube channel because YouTube was the big thing and it's still big now. Um, and I wanted to create things for that. In fact, I did my own book trailer for the Egypt book because my publisher wanted, you ready, $18,000 to create a book video. And I'm thinking, no, I'm not paying $18,000. I'm not rich. So I created my own YouTube book trailer for my Egyptian book because I believed in me, my Egyptian fantasy came true. So then I thought, this is fun and easy. So now I think I have like 46 YouTube videos. Like I said, I talked about them, all different themes, all different kinds of things. Whenever I get inspired, I'll make a video. I haven't done one for a while, but I need to get back into that. Okay. And then after when Loney or when uh, the pandemic hit us, okay, COVID-19 hit us, all all the world turned to online. You know that, right? Even you. Everything we do pretty much is online. So I started connecting with a lot of amazing women and men who were like me, couldn't leave their houses, and they wanted to connect with people. So I belong to several wonderful groups. One of them is called LONI, Ladies of All Nations International. But we also have men in our group now. And soon we're going to start a youth group. I would love for you to be a part of that. It's called Young Leaders of All Nations International. Okay, I'm going to encourage you later on when it's established to join it because you can be one of the leaders in Pakistan. It's because it's going to be totally wonderful, totally spiritual, totally good moral values. It's going to be amazing. In fact, and I've been interviewed by a lot of you Pakistani students lately, and I love all of you so much. And I want to challenge you to become even bigger leaders than you are now because I know you're gifted and you have your great school and everything. I want to visit your school one day. I'm excited about that because as I said, my fiance is Pakistani, so I want to come one day and visit and meet his family and come to Karachi and visit your school. So I'm excited about that. But anyway, what I started to say is, so I've done a lot of interviews, probably over 75 interviews all over the world on topics about trying to make our world a better place. I consider myself a humanitarian. I'm also an ambassador with the United Nations, and I got an ambassadorship from a queen, a real queen. And I work with groups, like I said, like Ladies of All Nations International, that we raise money to help young students and widows and people that need all over the world. So that motivates me to create content to help them. I've done a lot of short stories and essays and magazine articles to support all of my causes. I'm also an African animal advocate. You know, a lot of our animals are being killed by poachers, and many of them may be extinct. When your great grandchildren are alive or your grandchildren, there may not be any elephants living in the wild because they're very endangered now, as long with rhinos and other things. So I do a lot of things like that to help make this world a better place because that's one of my passions now. And I know that the young people in the world need to get on board with this. We all need to work together to create a better world because we're destroying our world. Global warming, killing people, all the awful things that are happening. So I want to spread love and kindness around the world. And I do that with my topics. And because of that, people connect with me. And I've won a lot of awards, which I graciously accept, even though I'm always humbled by them, because they see that I'm a good person trying to do good things in the world and they want to honor me. So that's kind of what I'm doing.
Wow, amazing goal you have. Okay, so before starting my second questions, I want to say you congratulations on your awards. And
Thank you.
could you share a particularly memorable moment or achievement that stands out in your career?
Well, I don't want to, I'm saying this in a humble way. I was told to write down everything I've done, and it's 12 pages long. 12 pages. So I've gotten a lot of things, but I've received 3 honorary doctorates, one from the United States and one from some Islamic country. I'm not sure. I think it's Egypt. For humanitarianism. I also have an honorary doctorate in education from a university in India. I was named top alumni by my university last year from Marsh University. I have an honorary humanitarian medal from Nelson Mandela Foundation. President Biden gave me a Lifetime Achievement Award. I've been named superhero twice, Woman of the Year for this and Woman of the Year for that. Um, I've been on 4 billboards, 2 in New York City on Times Square, 1 in Vegas, and 1 in my hometown of Atlanta for things that I have done. As I said, I've been in 21 books. 11 of those became international #1 bestsellers on Amazon, and 8 of those I also was the editor. Very proud of that. What else have I done? Just so many things. I'm just so humbled by them. And 100 most successful women. Just a lot of things that I'm so proud of. I am now the global goodwill ambassador for LONI, Ladies of All Nations International. And I'm now going to be working with the Queen. Let me tell you about this. This is something exciting too. Um, Her name is Queen Eden. She's from the Philippines, but she inherited a piece of land called Berlin. It's a little country close to Egypt and Sudan, and nobody knows about it. You probably never heard of it. But she wants to create the first humanitarian country, not a political state, but a humanitarian country. But she has no way to do that yet because nobody knows about it. So I said, we need to work together on this. So I am honored that I'm going to help her write her book on her country, introduce herself, and make the first humanitarian country in the world. I'm so excited about that. So this is another thing that an honor that I'm receiving as, and she also gave me an ambassador of happiness. So I have a real ambassador of happiness award from a queen and also the king of Indonesia. So God has blessed me so many times. I've found love twice in my life with my beloved husband who passed away 4 years ago from lung cancer, and now my second love with my Pakistani fiance. I have a great son who's the art director for Reader's Digest in Germany, a very famous magazine. I have a great Saint Bernard that's in the background. You can't see her right now. That I share my life with. So my blessings are not always just my awards, but all the people I'm connected with. I'm connected with so many amazing, wonderful people in my life that are genuine and good people. And I recommend everybody do that. Eliminate all the negativity in your life. Only allow the people that are going to support you and love you genuinely with their heart into your life.
Yes, very amazing. Because I also connected with the many people by this interviews
Yes.
podcast series. So that was a very amazing experience of mine. Okay, so my next question is from you. Traveling is a passion of yours. So how has your exploration of diverse cultures and communities influenced your work and personal growth?
All right. Okay. Now, remember, I'm not rich. I'm just an ordinary middle class American who works very hard. I do a lot of things free from my heart. But I have found a way because I don't just dream big, I dream bigger. Bigger, bigger. And because of that, I have been in 62 countries in the world. My last one was in Philippines in October. That's where I met the Queen I talked about and got one of my superhero awards and also got awards from United Nations. It was a really wonderful experience. Travel, same. We all have the same needs. We need love, we need food, we need shelter, we need money to survive. We all have the same needs. But because I have traveled all over the world, I also know that how lucky I am and how blessed I am that I don't have not had to struggle in my life like some people. But it makes me more aware of the people that have struggled and how we need to help them. Everybody has the same rights to be happy and not have to worry about how you're going to feed your family or where you're going to live. So, my diverse culture, like I said, living in Egypt, for 3 months and then going back a month later with my book, having to live there as an Egyptian woman in a revolution. I mean, with people dying all around me. That was something American Randy never had to experience. That was eye opening. I've been in China when China was just first opening up in the 1980s. Now China is a big superpower. I've been on all kinds of game drives in Africa and seen the animals in the wild. How many people get to do that? Because of all these things that I've done, it's made me greatly appreciate all the different cultures, all the different nationalities, all the different religions. I'm a Christian, but I know a lot about Islam. I know a lot about Ramadan. I've celebrated Ramadan with my friends. I've had my friends celebrate Christmas with me because I want us to be open minded because we all believe in the same God. And I learned this, even though we have some differences in our religion, um, you know, we're all good people. And I believe that religion, for one thing, what I've learned about this, religion was created by God to help us become better people so that we can live better lives as human beings. And I have read the Quran, by the way, 3 times in English. And I challenge Muslim people to read the Bible. You're going to find out that many of the things that you believed in are the same as I believe in as a Christian. I guess our main difference is you don't believe that Jesus is the Savior. Okay, he's a prophet in Islam, and I know that. And that's fine. But what we need to do is to embrace each other, not to fear each other because we're different, embrace our differences, learn to live with each other. Of those 5,000 Facebook friends that I have, I would say, I'm being very honest, over half of them are from Islamic countries because had such a big connection with so many Muslims around the world. And many of them I consider my sons and daughters now. And I love them and they love me. So don't be afraid to reach out as you're doing, which is really great at your young age, reaching out to people all around the world and getting to know all about them. Because our world is so small now. The internet has made everything so small that you can reach out to people in China, in Pakistan, as I'm doing, in the United States, as you're doing. Anything is possible, but be open minded and accept that I don't live that way, but I appreciate how they live their life. That's their personal experience, their personal choice. And it'll help you to grow into a more diverse, more understanding, more passionate person because you're accepting of other people and their differences. So that's what I've learned. It's been amazing. Best geography class I ever took, traveling the world.
Amazing answer. Okay, so tell me when are you coming in Pakistan?
Oh, well, I don't know, honey. As soon as I can. Like I said, my fiance is trying to come to the United States. Hopefully, in the spring, he'll be here because he's got his USA visa. Okay, interview soon. And but I want to go and meet his family, and I really do want to come to your school. Will you invite me? I would
Yes,
love to
I
come
want
and
to
speak
invite
to you
you.
guys. Okay. I would love to
Yes,
come and speak to you, maybe even bring some of my books and share my books with your school so you could read them. Because I know at your school you don't use books, right? Everything is done by virtual learning and online learning, but you need to read
yes,
some books too.
yes,
Buy
right.
to read some books because it helps to build your written communication skills. So read a book. English teacher Randy's advice. By the way, let me give you some final advice, okay? Because I know we're running out of time. My life philosophy is believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, no one will. Okay. Then don't just dream big, dream bigger, bigger than you could ever possibly imagine. If you think, I can't do that, yes, you can. You can find a way to do that because you can reach for the stars and it's possible. So, but also, as we said earlier, eliminate all negativity. Get rid of those negative people. If they don't seem quite right and they don't seem like they really care about you, you can be friends, but don't listen to them. Only connect yourself with positive people, people that you know really love you, really support you, because those other people are jealous of you and they will try to bring you down. Don't let them. Don't let them tell you you can't do that. You're just a young man that lives in Pakistan, or you're just a woman that lives in the United States. I grew up very shy, believe it or not. And I didn't listen to people. I knew I could do whatever I wanted. And I have done a lot. I have achieved so much in my life because I dreamed bigger and I believed in myself. Never give up. I've had people tell me, I'm just a loser. I'm never going to get anything. And I'll say, well, I guess you're a loser. And they'll say, you just called me a loser. No, you called yourself a loser. As long as you believe you're a loser, you're never going to succeed. So you always have to think, I'm a winner. I can do whatever I want to do, and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to find a way. And it might not be easy. It might take plan A, B, C, D, E. It might take years to do it. But if you have a dream, make it happen. Let me tell you one of my dreams. My Egypt book and my new novel, Random Wanderings, okay? I wanted both of them to be in the oldest library in the world. It's in Alexandria, Egypt. That library's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. I wanted my books to be in that library. Guess what? Those two books are on the shelf of the Alexandria Library in Egypt, the oldest library in the world. I wanted this to happen. It took me 10 years. I made it happen. My book is there. Dream bigger.
Amazing advice and amazing thinking you have. Okay, so viewers, I am Usman and my guest for today is DrRandi. So I want to end my today program with the message that every Pakistani earn $500 from Upwork and share knowledge and increase their knowledge. So ma'am, thank you so much for your valuable time and share this insightful information with me and my audience.
And don't forget, if you want to be in that magazine, connect with Usman so he can connect with me, and I can make you a published author for free. The price is right.
Yes.
And it's an amazing magazine.
Amazing.
God bless everybody. Sending you hugs from the United States. Take care. And remember, believe in yourself and dream
Bye.
bigger. Bye bye.
Once again, thank you for this offer.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.